Hello everybody, this is Nick speaking. Welcome back to another episode of Dino's World, or Dino's World. Doesn't really matter, both of them are the correct name. Anyways, today is episode number 3, and I think I'll start us off with a little bit of a strip mining journey this time around, so you guys can start watching that right away, and hopefully you enjoy it. So, let's start working on that. And hopefully this time we get some lapis. So, yeah, I'll see you guys back when I'm done with that, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I am back from that second mining trip. Hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of footage there. I should edit it down pretty much to about the same length it was in the last episode, but maybe a little bit different because I also found a little bit of a cave, and you guys might have seen it. I got a lot of lapis. Got 55 lapis, so that should be a good amount to get us some enchants going. And let's see, yeah, I do have some leather, so maybe we can get a bookshelf or two going as well. Or we had those villages we found. Were there any books there? I don't remember. That might be something to go investigating, because if we can get some books and bring them back here, that's probably much better off for us. And that way we can, I mean, enchant basically level 30 right away. So, yeah, I don't see any downside to that. So, I think I'm going to take some time to smelt up some of this ore, combine some of this stuff. Got 27 diamonds now, which is awesome. So we might be able to get that into full diamond armor maybe here at some point, but you know, right now I think iron is probably still a bit easier to do, especially since it's definitely more plentiful at this point. And yeah, lots of redstone. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna smell up this iron. I'm gonna go see if those villages had some bookshelves in them. And then I will be back in just a little bit to see about what we're going to do. Maybe get some enchants, and hopefully everything works out for us. So, yeah, I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, so I am back, and I did a little bit of enchanting, as you could see right there. It's not a full enchanting setup, but it's a pretty good one at this point. So I got enchants on all the iron armor and all the tools I have. So I'm going to just go through them really quickly so you guys can see what I got. We got Aqua Affinity and Fair Protection on the helmet, Projectile Protection 4 on the chest, Projectile Protection 4 and Unbreaking 3 on the leggings, and we got Projectile Protection 4 and Breaking 3 and Feather Falling 3 on the boots. So basically all my gear has projectile protection other than the helmet, so yeah. Would have been nice to get some regular protection too, but you know, I'm at least going to be very protected against skeletons with this armor. And as far as weapons, got a Sharpness 2 iron sword, Power 3 bow, that's pretty good, Efficiency 2 Unbreaking 2 diamond pick, Efficiency 2 Unbreaking 1 axe, and an Efficiency 1 shovel. So yeah, I think that is a pretty good set of stuff for us, and it is getting nighttime, so it is time to sleep. But anyways, the idea I'm wanting to do next is, when I ran out to get all of this stuff, I grabbed all these different seeds and that kind of stuff out of the villages as well. So we've got a whole bunch of different stuff we can plant. We got some beetroot and some wheat here too that we can use, and we've got a whole bunch of eggs. So kind of thinking let's maybe get some farming going and maybe get like a chicken cooker or something. I think the chicken cooker would actually be really nice, but I do need a comparator for that, and well, I haven't been to the Nether, so yeah. And I really don't want to generate the Nether yet, because I'm still playing this in 1.9, and with 1.10, obviously the Nether does reset. Actually, if I go in there, just get a little bit of quartz and then not go back, I mean, I suppose that's not that big of a deal. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go down, I'm going to get some obsidian, and we're going to head to the Nether and see if we can get a little bit of quartz for some, yeah, let's go see if we can get ourselves some quartz and get ourselves a chicken cooker going maybe this episode, if possible. So, yeah. That way we make sure we got the food going for ourselves, and yes, there is obsidian right here. So we need 10 of it, which will take a little while to mine, so I'm actually going to take a break, and I'm going to come back when we have this portal built and lit, and that way you guys can go into the nether with me. So I'll be back in just a second. Alright, so it didn't take super long, but I've got the portal ready to go now. And yeah, I put it down here near the strip mine because I really don't want to listen to the noise all the time, but it's, you know. And then we also don't really have to worry too much about mobs being on the other side at this point, although if I regenerate it at some point, that's not really going to matter too much, so let's head on through and go grab ourselves some nice quartz. And here we are in the nether. Okay, so we've got a lava lake right here. That's gonna be good for us. And it's kind of this... this is an interesting nether spawn here. And it is not liking my computer very much today, it appears. There we go. Probably that lighting glitch there is doing something to us. Let's fix that. There we go. Yeah, pretty small area to kind of enter out into, and pretty safe as well. Don't really think it's going to be much of a chance of a ghast spawning down here, so I like that about all of this. So let's get ourselves some quartz here for some comparators. And who knows, maybe we'll use it for some other stuff at some point too, but I think right now this is really all we need. And that way I can go make myself a chicken cooker. And also when we respawn it for the 1.10 stuff, we are going to also end up getting the, what's it called? We're going to get the new magma blocks pretty easily, because they'll be right there. And I definitely want some of those. So, we need to make ourselves a chicken cooker, and why do I hear a baby zombie? There's another cave somewhere over here, isn't there? There's gotta be another cave somewhere around here. So I know there's one kinda up higher, but I don't think it's that one. Yeah, that's a little too far up for it to be that. Alright, so chicken cooker. Kinda want this to be somewhat far away as well, because I really don't want to listen to this either. So I'm thinking, do we want to put that downstairs as well? It's an interesting idea. You know what, I'd be for that. So we're going to put the chicken cooker down here. I'm going to get some redstone, I'm going to make it, and yeah, I'm basically just going to be using, what is this? Susuma's chicken cooker? It's pretty easy design to understand, and I'll definitely leave a description down, or a link down in the video description for the chicken cooker, and I have a crafting bench down there. Is there anything else? I'll probably need some more smooth stone here, just so we can... Well, apparently I had an iron in that furnace. Yeah, so we are going to get a little bit more of this stuff cooking. And then I'm going to go make that. And I'll be back afterward. And I apparently don't know how to do this very well. There we go. Yeah, because the smooth... Is it smooth stone I need for... Yeah, it is smooth stone I need for the comparator. But lots of smooth stone is always nice. So, yeah, I'm thinking maybe this can go over here. Alright, so I'm back, and I finished building the chicken cooker, which isn't a very hard thing to understand, and it doesn't take too long to build it, so yeah. It's already taken care of, already completed, and yeah. So basically what's going on here, and I'm more or less going to explain from Zasuma's video about how this works. Basically, we have a hole up here where we're going to put in a whole bunch of chickens in just a little bit, but using some eggs that I've got right here. And basically, they fall into this hopper and into here, so they get broken into this area. And then there is a comparator that goes into here and turns on a clock which shoots out the eggs, hatching baby chickens in the process, and dispensing lava to kill any adult chickens that may be in here. And the good thing about this is that the lava, where it's located, the baby chickens actually just fit within this half block, so they do not get killed by the lava up here at all, which is awesome. So it's basically how this contraption works. And for right now, since I do want to collect some eggs rather than dispensing them, I am going to turn it off for now, so we'll get more eggs in here that I can use to hatch more chickens, and that way we can hopefully get a lot of food here. So, first one was a success, and just time to throw eggs. Okay. More than one would be nice. There we go. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Up. And lucky. Nope. We got 6 chickens out of all of that. Probably not enough to really get us going at this point, but, you know, it's a start. And we're definitely going to have a chance to collect a lot more eggs at some point, so yeah, it's more or less just waiting here, waiting for, you know, we can use maybe some of those, I'd say we could use some of those seeds to grow them up, actually, but, you know, that might not be the best idea, because we're also going to need to use those seeds for other things, like if we want to put a wheat farm in at some point, we'll need the seeds for that, and, well, slightly more important. And more or less the other thing is that I'm going to more or less just close this up and when I'm done with filling up the chicken cooker, so that way we permanently more or less just kind of have just sort of a wall here of stone and the chicken cooker in the middle here. Maybe, who knows, maybe we'll put like maybe another farm or something up in the wall here too. Give ourselves a little bit of an interesting draw over here and, you know, make this feel a little bit less like a cave and a little more like our home area. So I think that might actually be it for this episode. I'm obviously going to try to get this chicken cooker working for the next episode. I know it'll take a lot of chickens to be in here before it's really going to produce much for us, but yeah, it's one of those things. It's just, you know, you kind of gotta figure out how everything works and keep going with it, and it is nighttime again, so time to sleep. Alright, so one final thought to leave this episode off on is I've been playing around with the loot tables a little bit, not in this world, but in my testing world, and I was wondering what you guys would think about maybe changing up the loot tables for this series a little bit. I think it would, you know, help give this series a little bit of a different sort of take on certain things and give us some new reasons to explore, kill mobs, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe even like stuff that you can't normally obtain in survival, like I'm thinking maybe... Well, actually, I'm not going to tell you what I'm thinking, because that will kind of ruin the surprise when you guys see it for the first time. But I want to know what you guys think about maybe doing stuff with loot tables in this series. You know, it'll still be mostly a vanilla series, but, you know, change up the loot tables a little bit, get mobs to drop, like, items other than just what they normally drop, and I think that would kind of, you know, give us something different to do, make us want to go out exploring a little bit more and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I feel like that's gonna be something cool we can do for the series, and something I'm kind of really wanting to do. But you know, I want you guys to help me decide if I should actually do that or not. So this is basically me talking to you guys about it and seeing what you all think. So it's actually going to take us to the end of this episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!